thank goodness for you, Joe. Like you're. I probably would have gone to see this movie, or I probably would have waited to see this movie. So it's just you're helping.
Aren't you glad you didn't though?
Yeah, I'm really glad that I saw this now. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, I'm glad that you're helping us propel this stupid thing forward, and appreciate you getting me going on this because, like, in general, I need to go to the theater. I have to see a movie. I have to go to the theater because I'm so distracted by so many things now. FYI, everybody, we started this only a year ago, last December.
No, November Justice League.
November Justice League. Yeah. That's right. We just barely started. We just barely started this thing, and now, like, I feel like, I mean, in general, as someone we're running our own site, running everything ourselves. Joe helps keep my feet on the ground as far as. I'm so grateful to have him here with me, and because it's easy. Anyway, my point is, I'm trying to get at is I love going to the theater, and I don't know about you guys out there. I know that it's kind of a lost art. A lot of people, I mean, not necessarily a lost art. It's just that everybody can literally watch anything on their phone these days. I talk to anyone in their 20s or younger, and in general, they're always like, you know, I watch all my Netflix shows on my iPad or on my phone, and that's all. And that's fine, and that's totally fine. That's awesome. It's the wonderment of our technology that we have currently, which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I did not fathom
convenience.
I could not see it. But my point is, for someone who I enjoy it so much more in the theater because I'm not distracted by so many other things, and so like. I mean, I can't watch a regular show. I can barely get through an hour episode of a television show these days at home because I have so many things that I'm trying to do. Because we're running our own site, running our own YouTube channel, and we have to keep up on everything that's going. So constantly there's this multitasking thing that's happening everywhere in the world now. And so it's so nice to sit down for an hour and a half and get away from that. And I can't get away from it without going to the theater.
Well, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk about films because if there's one thing I'm good at talking about, it's films. And for me, the motion picture is an art form unto itself. And being in a theater for me is like going to church. That's my sanctuary. Being in a darkened room, having a shared experience with a bunch of strangers. And hopefully when you get on a good vibe, when everybody's on the same vibe and you're all laughing at the right things and you're all getting tense at the right things, it's such an awesome experience. But I do feel like, especially for the younger generation, I do feel bad for them with our technology, because in a way it is the convenience of being able to just watch things whenever you want, however you want, is taking away from the appeal of the cinema. Now the only films that young people seem to go and see are big event, commercial, franchised properties, which, I mean, they're fine in their own right, but there's so much more to cinema than just big special effects movies. There's a language there, there's an artistry there, and a lot of these quieter independent films that are more low key, in a lot of cases, can be more rewarding. But it's also a generational thing. A lot of young people didn't grow up with their parents taking them to theater, and I'm glad I was at the right age at the right time during that transitional period where, you know, my parents took me to the theater, and my brothers, and then it became a thing to do with my friends. I mean, Ben, you were there. We went and saw Batman Returns back in '92 at the old Century Theater with a car full of people that was way too many people for a Geo Metro, and seeing The Rocketeer in '91 at the old Villa Theater, like,
yes,
it's just great experience.
The legendary Timothy Dalton in that, and I love that.
It's a great movie.
So, and just real quick, since we're going down memory lane for a second, one of my greatest memorable experiences. I have two great memorable experiences in the theater, but I'm just going to name one of them. I do remember distinctly. It was Pete and Nathan and I was like 12,
okay,
and you know. The three of us was like, we got a chance to go see Batman '89, and that was I remember us getting there, and the only seats available were the very front row. So we were literally just like this, the whole back. But anyway, the point that I'm making is that these moments in our lives, like they're burned into your brain. They're a huge part of your experience, and it was a great experience. If I could relive that moment of me and my two brothers seeing Batman 89. If I could relive that,
Yeah.
that would be my heaven. Like reliving that day over, or at least that evening over and over again. What a great time, you know?
See, when I saw Batman '89, it was on midnight of June 22nd, which was the day before it actually came out. Years before, decades before they started doing this midnight showings of new movies the day that it came out, or the day before. Yeah, it was on midnight on the 23rd, but the 22nd was my birthday, which is the same birthday, June 22nd, same birthday as my man Bruce Campbell. He doesn't care, but it's nice to share a birthday with an awesome guy. But I went and saw it with my good friends Danny and Danny Lukeman and Ryan Wing, and we had a great time. I think my mom came, and my friend James was there, and his mom was there, and it was a big to-do. We got mentioned in the local paper because I painted myself up as the Joker, or somebody painted me up as the Joker, and my buddy Ryan had the bat symbol on his face, and we were all wearing our Batman t-shirts, and I already had Batman.
I would love to
Converse.
see. Do you have any photos of you as the Joker like that?
No,
I would
I
love to
don't.
see that because
There-
you have awesome red hair, and it would be so cool.
I used to have fiery red hair back in the day, and I mean I think I have the clipping somewhere from the newspaper, but it's in black and white. But nearly 30 years ago.
Well, someday we'll have to do that. We'll have to
Yeah,
dress you up as Joker again.
But that's the thing. I mean, certain people appreciate, they live for museums or for the art circuit, going to installations and things. Other people live for sports and music and hunting and guns and cars. And I live for cinema.